It's Wednesday, my dudes, and tonight we got a very special guest, and we're really busy, so there's no time to loaf around. I cracked myself up on that one. He's such a hot photographer. His photos are toasty. So please welcome Simon Toast to the show tonight. Oh my God, it's gonna be a great show. So park your buns and Machu, cue the intro. Oh, here. Oh, hey, Machu.
Oh,
What's
hey.
going on? Yeah, it's Wednesday, my dudes. People should stop giving us stuff. I cracked myself up on the own intro. I had it all planned out. It was,
I know. I saw. I was like, should I hit the?
I got toast.
Should I hit the video?
You wanted to hit the? Where? Oh, I thought you were gonna hit it now. Never mind. No.
Well, I was waiting for another joke.
We'll get back into the groove of this. Anyway, it is Wednesday, my dudes, and tonight is episode 80. 80 of Between Two Sentinels, the show that I like to say you've got no one to blame but yourselves as to why we're still here. I of course am Jshot, and with me is the one and only Machu Toy. How you doing, Machu?
Ahoy, ahoy! I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
1 week away from San Diego Comic-Con.
It's exciting.
I know.
It's exciting. What is it like? Is it officially 7 days, or are we at like 7 days and a few hours and stuff?
Well, for you, it's 7 days.
For me, it's 7. You'll be there.
I'll be there already. Yeah.
So, yeah. But it's getting close. It's getting exciting, and I feel pretty good about the reveals. I don't feel like I'm going to walk out of there completely broke, because it's certainly been enough of a broke boy toy year for me. So
speaking of broke boy,
yeah.
Remember last year when I was like, "That's future Machu's problem."
What caught up with you?
Well, apparently, past me thought it was a great idea to order a Hot Toys '89 Batman and Batmobile.
Oh,
Did
that get here?
And no, not yet. It just charged. I felt it.
Charged. Oh, it charged before San Diego?
Yeah, it charged today.
Mean.
Yeah,
that's just mean.
Yeah, it hurt. That was a gut shot.
I'm sorry, dude. That's painful. Speaking of being financially irresponsible, though, we went to a toy show last weekend.
Yeah, that hurt too. There's another one this weekend too. If you want to go,
is there really?
Yeah,
maybe
Collector Con in Edison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll see. We'll see who's going.
Yeah. Anybody else in the chat going? Sound off.
Yeah.
I did. You got anything you want to show off before we check in with the chat?
I got these.
Oh, from
I ordered 2 from BBTS. Oh, these are the Super Action stuff.
Super Action. That's what I was.
And then I was like, oh, yesterday was Prime Day. Like as soon as I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh, it's Prime Day. Let me see what's on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I saw that if I ordered these, they would be in the same day delivery.
Oh, wow.
And if I ordered 3 of them, I'd get like a little bit of a discount. It wasn't a huge discount, but I ordered 3 of them because of that.
But it was enough.
But, yeah, now I have a lot of these, so that's going to be great.
Good old Prime Day discounts. I want to show this off. It had, of course, I should have looked up his name before. Hang on, 2 seconds. Let me effort that.
I was just pointing out in one of the collab group chats. I was showing you the whole conversation that I don't like to post things in the morning, just in fear of things
dropping
or getting revealed, and then it just gets reposted like crazy, and then your post just gets lost in the abyss. Because it's happened with one of my stop motion videos, and it was like a Spider-Man reveal, and then like just completely just fell off the map.
And today was another Spider-Man reveal.
Yeah, I posted in the morning. I was just like, yeah, whatever, I'll just post in the morning. And then not too long ago, they just Bandai revealed that they're coming out with a new Spider-Man figure.
Yeah,
from Into the Spider-Verse.
He looks great.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
It looks great. So yeah, sorry. So I do want to shout out I do want to shout out the Sewer Batch. They had their event in Puerto Rico, the TMNT experience, and he sent me a shirt from there. So it was pretty cool. So just wanted
nice.
to,
That looks awesome.
just wanted to say thank you. Ben Bishop actually went out there and flew out there, so it was pretty cool. Yeah, so thanks. But, yeah, what else? I feel like we're rusty. Just 1 week. I feel like we're rusty. Or I'm rusty. I'm not going to say you are. I feel like I'm rusty.
You missed 1 week. I was
missed
like,
1
I'm
week.
gonna take. I was just thinking maybe I should take today off.
Yeah, you could have. Jenny around.
Leave this there.
Yeah, just sit that there, and we'll keep going. Anywho, let's see what the chat's doing. We got Dom is here. He's saying hello there. Josh Brown is here saying happy Wednesday. Darth Primus is in the chat. Let's see. Dom says, "Oh my God, I was on another tab and Jshot startled me with his screen." That's why we do it. That's why it's like the old cartoon shows, right? You hear the intro music, you don't start running. Toy Addict is here saying, "What's up, fellas? Happy Hump Day." Don't forget to check out Toy Addict on Unworthy on Thursday for the Unworthy Addiction podcast. Rel Collects is here saying, "What up? What up?" Josh Brown says, "You don't have your phone in your pocket and an earbud in when Jshot comes in. I about pissed myself."
Very true. Very true.
It's pretty good. No Chewing is here. No Chewing will be with us in the content house in a week. And also don't forget to check out TPC and the Toy Chatties with the TPC Top 10 happening at 9 o'clock, so an hour from now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dom says Dom will be there in 7 days. Bat Force Grumps is here. Paul Morales is here. You are not the only one here, Bat Force. We're all here. We're all here. All the good people are here. Greg, formerly Brute Scale. What's good, my dudes? KJ Smith is here. Disavowed. What are these, Bachu? I don't know what he's implying. Got it. Yes, yeah. The super action stuff. Super action stuff. Yeah. NJ Tree is in the house. What's going on, man? How are you? We got Toy Rensu hitting us with the
Supnoids.
Digsfigs is here with the ahoy ahoy. We got John to the Ross saying, "Hey." Oh, sorry. I don't know. Bat Force, are you on my channel? You might be the only one if you're watching on my channel. He's really worried. He's the only one that's here. Enders is here saying what's up, and who else we got? Moz is here. What's going on, Moz? Yo, why is the stream over? What do you mean?
It's over?
It's over already?
It's over.
Oh, it's been great, everybody. Have a good night. Cue the outro. Is the stream over? What happened? Now I'm confused. Grumps is saying nobody's there. Moz is saying the chat's over.
You come back and everything's broken.
That's it. I should just stay away, I guess. It seems to be on. Yeah. No, I see it. Okay. Anyway. Well, I think that's enough unprofessionalism. Let's be professional and bring in our guest. No?
Yeah.
There he is.
Didn't expect that. What's happening?
Well, how are you?
I'm great. And it's funny, everybody's talking about your intro. I'm like here watching it in the background, and it scared the shit out of me too. So
always scares me every time he goes.
Really?
I hit that live button.
You're the one that hits you're the one that like cues me in. How are you scared by it?
I'm scared once I let you roll.
Oh, because you don't know what I'm gonna say.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. I got you. Well, anyway, Simon, thanks for being here, man. I know you had an interesting couple weeks. You're we were just talking about this before the stream. You're still fighting a little jet lag from your trip to Tokyo.
Yeah, and boy, my arm's tired. I gotta say, the intro was fantastic. Thank you for all the bread themed items. That was great.
It was much smoother in my head, so I apologize for it not being as smooth. I literally caught myself off guard with it. I don't know what happened. I even rehearsed it for my wife, and she was like, "That's pretty funny," and she said it just like that. That's
funny. Yeah. That's good.
So that's great. So, but thank you. I got to give Machu credit. I don't know why. I totally missed the bread theme on the old Instagram post, and he's like, "How did you?" And I was like, "Yep." So half those jokes belong to Machu.
He was like,
Oh.
he was really tall, right? I'm like,
He was really tall.
he was tall, but like, why are you going with the tall thing? The whole bit is bread.
I couldn't remember that. I couldn't remember. Sometimes it's hard. All right. Sometimes they don't come. They don't come easily.
And to me, everybody's tall.
Well, and I just still remember standing between McKay and NJ Tree, being like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. So,
And I just go, yeah. Now you know how it feels.
Yeah. Now you know. I know. But yeah, man. What? So tell us a little bit. It seems like going out to Japan is the hot thing to do right now because of just the price of everything. But
that's a big part of it. I mean, the yen is which is like one of those things you go and you're like, I'm talking to my friend who lives there. I'm like, yeah, man, it's great. And he's like, no, because like I live here and work here. The economy's not great right now, but thank you. But yeah, it was really fantastic. Just being able to get, like, I got the new Mafex Batman for like $50 off the shelf.
Nice.
Brand new. So the exchange rate is ridiculous. And it made me a little frivolous because I'm like, do I need that? Sure. Yeah. It's only $20. Sure. Yeah, whatever. So I stacked up. We had to buy another piece of luggage just to carry all the crap home that we bought.
I know how that feels.
Just unbridled capitalism. But it was very hot. It's in monsoon season right now. So it's like 80% humidity and 80 degrees. And if you're outside for too long, people pass out on you. But I felt very tall for the time. So that was really great. I could see in the crowds, no problem. I did hit my head coming out of the subway one time. And I got a lot of strange looks because I yelled a curse word loudly in a very silent culture. But anyway, yeah, it was a good time. We really enjoyed it. So
nice. Did you take any pictures while you're out there? I mean, not necessarily toy photography, but like, sightseeing type of things that you just like really proud of, or?
Yeah, I did, and I'm so proud of them that I haven't posted any yet. I'm really working on like trying to put some kind of reel together or something, but I've been so tired that I haven't really gotten to it. And it's like 300 photos or so.
Oh wow.
But yeah, like I said, we had a really good time and took a lot of photos and just chilled.
Nice.
How long were you there for?
Oh, sorry. Good.
We were in Japan for 5 days, and then we went to Korea for 4 days.
Nice.
We went to Seoul. So I was going to tell you something. Oh, so like a lot of people were like, you got to go to Ami Ami, go to Ami Ami. And so it's like, well, it's one of the only online stores that we all shop at, import stores that actually have a brick and mortar. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to go. I go, and it was probably one of the most underwhelming experiences I've ever had with something like that. And I think there are 2 separate stores, because there's like in Akihabara, there's like Ami Ami Radio something tower, and then like this other one. And I'm in there looking around, and it is like a gas station. It is small. It's like 1 floor, just a few shelves, not a lot of product, maybe 2 or 3 of each item, if they even carry it there.
Really?
And I was like, is this the only floor? And they're like, yeah, of course, yes, this is it. So that was just strange. So that's where I picked up the Batman. But there were plenty of used toy stores that were like floors on floors on floors of crap. Like I went to one and almost had a mental breakdown. There was just so much stuff to look at and want to dig through. So
Anders wants to know if you did you go over to Driver City, or do you not Gundam?
I did. Yes. We saw the Unicorn Gundam. We waited for it to transform. We were supposed to check out of our hotel. And so, but we were like, maybe we can do a late checkout just to watch this damn thing transform. And that was cool. It transforms like on the hour and for about 5 minutes. So you got to catch it before it turns back into the regular form. But it was dope.
Wow. And that's that. I mean, I don't Gundam, so that's it's the huge robot that's out there. I hate to say huge robot. I know what the Gundam looks like, but it's like, what is it? How big is it? It's like 17 stories tall.
No, it's like 5 stories tall. Okay. I think it's like 60.
Slightly. I was slightly off.
Yeah.
I was measuring from the base. God damn it! So
yeah, that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a couple people in chat here. So Enders is saying he knows your pain, Machu. He says he's so short he walks around and has to smell people's farts all day. There you go. Cal the Collector is here. RMD is here. We're gonna see him in San Diego. He's very excited. Yeah. Cool.
One time,
I lost the thread.
One time I was walking around a store and I kind of looked around because I had to rip one. I was looking around and my wife was kind of next to me and she could see what I'm doing and she's like, "Don't do it." And I turned around and there was a guy, like a short guy, like right behind.
Oh no!
Almost like farted right in his face. I felt very bad.
What was his reaction?
Yeah.
I didn't. I caught it right at the moment. I turned around because I have kind of wide shoulders, so I really have to watch where I'm doing. You know, I reverse like I'm in a big truck. So
I was gonna say, did you like if you did rip one, do you apologize? Or you just keep walking like nothing happened and just hope for the best.
You just gotta walk away, man.
Don't draw attention to it.
Yeah, you just gotta walk away. I noticed that in one of our friends when we visited Korea, like tried to be very quiet about one in a very quiet hallway, and it was not. And it was definitely just like act like it didn't happen. While me and Nicole are like pissing ourselves laughing so hard. But yeah,
where did you go in Korea?
We just hung out in Seoul mostly. And same with Japan. We just stayed in Tokyo. We visited most of the boroughs in Tokyo, but it's just too much for that amount of time. And if you try to go to somewhere like Osaka, it's like even on a fast train, it's like a 3-hour train ride there and then back. So it's like, okay, am I going to devote the entire day to just going there for a couple of things? Like, what are we going to do? So next time we'll try to vary our visit a little more.
I really want to go to Japan. We gotta plan a trip.
Isn't what you call it, Star Wars Celebration there next year? Is that next year or is it 2026?
I believe it's next year, right?
It's next year. Yeah. Well, let's see. So when you do a trip like this, right? Were you inspired by anything that like we'll see in your future photography? Was there anything that you were like, oh wow, this is something I want to try to sneak in here, or like learn anything? While you were moving around?
Yeah, I think that one of the things, so I don't know if y'all have ever seen Kill Bill, but when she's like coming in on the flight and everything looks fake, like it looks like a miniature, and the buildings are like way too close together. They look too close together. When you get there, you're like, oh no, that's real. That's what it's like. Like there are so many tall buildings and they're like, I feel like you can touch both buildings in an alleyway, everything is very small. And I guess that's just the difference of a country that's existed way longer than ours is that, everything's just kind of built up like that. And so that kind of helps me with like scaling things in my mind. I'm like, okay, it doesn't have to be, super far apart, and the way to kind of layer buildings to look more realistic. And then I would take photos of some buildings to kind of figure out, okay, that's a traditional ramen house or something, so maybe I'll get into building some dials like that. I feel a little inspired on that front.
Nice. All right. So talking about your photography, right? We've had a couple of really great conversations with some good people in the last couple of weeks and just kind of getting into their process and learning how they start and stuff. When you go into a photo, what's the first thing you do? Do you just do you have an idea? Do you start with a figure? Is it a piece? Where do you start?
So a lot of times when I don't know, I kind of start in different ways, depending on like, if it's just, let's say it's a new figure and like with Mesco, you got to rush to get it so you can get on that Fan Feature Friday. A lot of times with those, I'll get the figure and mess around with it and see what I can do. And then I'll just have an idea for a scene and then put everything around it. Whereas sometimes, like I had a friend, he gave me this big dial yesterday. I got that big dial yesterday, and that was more of like, okay, I have this thing, I'm going to set it where I want it, and I'll just put figures around it, and that's kind of the inspiration. I mean, I don't know if every photographer is like this, but I have like a huge backlog of stuff that doesn't get posted because I'm like, that's no good. That's no good. That's no good. Here's a good one. So, I mean, I take a lot of photos, a lot, and I don't know what to do with them all. I don't want to delete them, but I don't know what to do with them.
Right. Wow.
So
We talked about this last time. Talk about doing like the do a meh dump, right? Where you just put all your like like because you took them, you might as well share them. But I get that they're not, and I know that
So-
Trevor yelled at me like who would want to do that, but you don't know.
I also had this conversation with somebody else. Might have been Mario. The reason why a lot of us don't do the meh dump is because like I could see it on here that Simon has his like page curated. Like the
Like,
moment you look at it, you're just like, all right, I see what this guy does.
it's a lot of
Right.
warm.
Yeah,
Well,
it is. Well, this one's kind of cold.
yeah, I did that on purpose. Break it up.
Break it up.
But like a lot of us, we curate our pages so that way once you take a really quick glance at it, you know what they're about, and it's not all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you would assume the other photos are still gonna have a similar color and tone because that comes from the photographer. It's not.
That's
it's not
true.
like you take someone else's photos and putting it on there, so probably get more likes.
Maybe AI. That is very true. I think that I try to curate what I have, and even these, I'm like, oh, that one sucks. Like I'll look at something I've done and really kind of be disappointed in it. But I think I'm just kind of I'm a perfectionist. So, yeah, that's where a lot of that comes from. But yeah, Macho, I 100% agree with that. Like you just have a thing, and I feel like some people really do curate even further. I feel like I probably don't get as much attention on my page from randos because I have like all different kinds of stuff. Whereas some people really focus on Spider-Man, really focus on TMNT or whatever.
Right.
I feel like they have fans of their page rather than fans necessarily of just the photography aspect of it, if that makes any sense.
That makes total sense. You're talking to somebody who gets a lot of likes for Spider-Man, and this guy gets a lot of likes for TMNT.
It's the only way I get likes. Yeah. So, I like that you talked about it, like that you're a little all over the place, but it's kind of cool because you got a variety of figures, not even just like whether it's Batman or it's Turtles. You've even got like you got vehicles in there that your photo. You got I want to assume those are like Good Smile, like the Joker and Deadpool.
Oh yeah. I've really gotten into those lately. They're pretty cute.
They're fun. Mezco, McFarlane. What's your either what's your go-to or kind of what's your favorite for right now?
I always tend to lean on Mezco, but I really like Mofex stuff. Those are my two that I really, really enjoy. Revoltech is up there, but I don't like handling anything that falls apart a lot. And so like I will throw it away. Not really, but I get so mad when things just fall off of figures and those tentacles like fall off all the time. So
I was about to say, that's why I brought up this picture. And also, how painful was this figure to pose at times?
Yeah. At times it can be. It's like you'll get one thing right, and then something else falls off. So it's a cool figure, but Revoltech always stays like kind of bottom tier for my top tier because of that reason. So the more it falls apart, the less I'm going to mess with it. So generally, I kind of stick to the sturdier ones. It's weird the amount of figures that I buy that just don't ever get photo. I did that G.I. Joe shot just so I could say that I took a photo of them at the top because I've had all those for a while or a few of them, and they just sit on the shelf. Like I just keep buying G.I. Joes. I don't know why. They're good. They're well engineered, I guess. I like the figure aspect of it, but yeah.
And they make good animals too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I bought several of this. Nice. I bought several of the Snake Eyes so I could have a pack of White Wolves. But yeah, I would say Mezco and Mofex are kind of my go-to. Long answer.
Oh, good. Hey, we like long answers. We got Berserk, who is in here. Of course, he is always first. Andrew's saying he wants to go so bad to Japan. Josh Brown said he was told he was the first country. And then Cal says, what if you put 10 of those like math photos that we call them in a reel and just post reels once a week?
That's a good idea, but I'm just like, I feel like I'm fighting against Instagram, like stick it to the man, don't make me make reels kind of thing. I don't know, because I'm a videographer in my formal life anyway, so you would think that I would, but I don't want to.
All right. Yeah. No, you don't have to listen to us. We're,
I'm not gonna.
I wouldn't put. Me myself, I wouldn't do that for reels. Reels are actually what I try to curate on my page. I think because of reels, once somebody finds your reel, like they click on your page, it brings you to the reel page, and then you can start binging their reels.
Yeah.
So that's why, like I tell Jshot, like, after a while, I'll take off the promo posts, because it's just sometimes it'll just be promo after promo after promo for the show, and it just shows that how inactive I am on my Instagram. I'll go on without posting for weeks.
Breaks my heart every time I get that little notification. Machu Choi has untagged himself.
Yeah. Do we need to talk, bro? Or like, what happened?
Some of these, like, you got some really good dials. I know you just talked about the one that you got in the background. What's you have a go-to, or do you have a go-to dial maker? What do you got?
Well, I've got several from 78 points, which I really enjoy. Those are great. I've made a few myself, nothing crazy. I try to make them really modular, so I'll just make like a wall or two. I made like that tunnel there that you're looking at, which there's no detail in that photo, but and
you don't really need the detail in that, because it's more in the foreground and it's in shadow. So
yeah.
Like, just the shape is fine.
Yeah. And then I've gotten a few from Vext, and I mean, they're all over the place. Damn it, I always forget. I don't know why I forget. The guy that did the castle type thing for me, what's his name? Damn it. He's really great. If I could remember his name. I don't know why I always forget.
I know what you're talking about. Does it start with an M?
No, he does two. He has two profiles, and that's why I always forget. Titan Shots. That's it. Got it. He made a really great one. It's really sturdy and lightweight and well made. So I really enjoy that one. That's like that Venom post there, the kind of church. Mm-hmm. It can be several things. That's why it's so modular. That's why I really enjoy it. But I have noticed, I don't know if y'all do this, like some of those Big Bad Toy Store, like random, like toys or whatever that brand is. They have really great dials, and they're like plastic, and they're like that. Like, it's pretty nice, for the price. Yeah. I thought about getting that one too.
Where'd that come from?
I got it from BBTS.
It's called what? Toys or
I don't even remember what company it was. It's always just a random company.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Sometimes it's there's like TW, which is like Pocket World.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are heavy pieces because they're casted in resin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've got like a freighter over here that I got. It was on sale for like $50, and it's big. And it's like got a crater in the middle and a bunch of like hills and broken pipes and stuff. And it, like I said, it's $50, $4 shipping. Yes, I'll take it.
Of course. Like, I even got the what was it? The Energy Blast. Did you see that one? Like, it's for DBZ.
Yeah.
Do I use it? No, I think I've used it in a story once.
Hey man, it's not about using it. It's about saving money. Saving money by spending money.
Yes, it's buying it on a good deal, right?
Yeah.
It's about having it for when you need it. That's what it's about. So
exactly.
Well, that's fun. I like that a lot.
I love the piano.
Yeah,
I had fun putting that one together. And like I said, I'll piecemeal things together. So there's 78 points there. There's the NECA sidewalk, and then I made that little street, just a brick thing. but I'm kind of lazy. So I'll like have dreams of making great dials, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
You have a 3D printer?
I do. And even that, I'm like, I
Same.
don't have like a cutting thing. So I'll find a good dial or just increase the size of like tabletop game dial. And then I'm like, well, I don't have anything to really trim this to size so I can print it all out at once.
So
Yeah.
I just Matt, go back to that shot if you can real quick. So something like this, right? Talk to me a little bit about your lighting here. Just out of curiosity, because like lighting is something I'm trying to get better at, and like I love the kind of dreamy effect you got going on. I'm just curious, like what's your setup?
So I've got
If you remember.
yeah, I've got these two newer lights here. They're just the LED panels, the RGB LED panels. This one is on like a swing arm.
Okay.
Yep.
It's mounted to the wall, which is pretty nice. And then I've got this other one back here. So I usually, if I'm doing sunlight, I use that one and bounce from the back. And then I'll put like a bounce card. I just use like a white piece of mat board to bounce some of the light back. And then I've got these little Ulanzi lights that I'll usually kind of place around for rim lighting. You know, we all like a good rim job, so that's what I try to use to.
I keep telling Jshot, you got to get that rim lighting done.
You got to get the rim job.
Yeah, get that rim job in there.
So yeah, and I'll usually do that just to kind of, if I'm blasting that sunlight on there, I try to just, you know, something to kind of bring out the other side. But I mess around with lighting a lot because I don't know what I'm doing. So I just kind of like, okay, yeah, that looks all right. I think it's important to be able to like, sorry, I'm looking at the comment.
I saw that too.
I think it's important to kind of like look through the viewfinder, you know, as you're setting that up. I think a mistake we might all make, myself included, is like, oh, this is going to look great, and then you put it together and it doesn't. So you kind of have to
adapt.
Yeah. Don't force it, you know.
Yeah. I like Joshua. No, hang on. Tell me more. Oh God. What's been your favorite shot that you've taken this year so far?
Oh shoot. That I really like that Batman Superman one. The Dark Knight Returns one. That was one of my favorites. I've been using Lightroom a lot more, and just kind of messing with different editing techniques. Yeah, it's right there. I like that one. I like that Spider-Man one, and I like that Samus, that Metroid Dread one. I've noticed it's funny on Instagram. I've noticed like sometimes I'll post something and it'll do like crap one day, like nothing, doesn't do very well, and then 3 weeks later it'll have like 400 likes. It's so strange to me, but it's very delayed. But I also see people's posts 2-3 weeks after they post it. So
yeah, we all continue to fight the algorithm.
Yeah, right.
It's everybody's enemy.
It's the one thing that unites us all. What was there a shot that you've done either this year or, you know, the last couple of years that, you know, was such a challenge that you learned a lot from it?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. A lot of times the biggest challenge for me is space. So like I'm at my desk now. You can see where I shoot back here. I have a 56 millimeter. And so a lot of times I like to have a pretty good bokeh. But like a lot of times I'm back at this desk trying to shoot.
Yeah.
And I want a good bokeh, but I want to get other things in focus. So I'll be like in my closet, which is to the right here. And then I'll like crop in. So I think a lot of people, again, myself included, get hung up on fitting everything in the frame right here. But really, like, so many lenses are so sharp right in the center that you can get all this other crap in the background and just crop it in later. But that's generally the challenge for me, is just the space. And like this turtle van shot, this custom van that I did, like that was difficult to try to get everything in focus without the TV in the background looking like a TV. You know, a lot of those images can, I think if you try to open your aperture too much, you can really, sometimes you can see the damn pixels on the TV. So it is.
That's true.
It's a good
Do,
shot.
do you use a filter for the TV on your lens, or you just you don't have any?
What do you mean?
Like whenever I use my TV for as a digiorama, I have like a polarizing filter just to control.
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that though, because I've had it for a long time and
You forgot it's on there.
I forgot. And I was like, why is this so damn dark? And I'm like brightening up the TV and everything.
Yeah.
And then one day I accidentally turned it. I'm like, well, now it's not dark. And I felt like an idiot. I was like, oh, that's how it works. I'm dumb.
You're not dumb. It happens to us. It happens to the best of us. Non-norm 101. All right, I hope I got that right.
I can actually show you guys how that works too, because I have.
Yeah. You grab that, and we'll let Simon answer this. How long do you normally work on your setups?
It depends. Something like this that I'm trying to make everybody do something individually, and I'll come up with different ideas of like what they're gonna do in a shot. It could take me like an hour to get everything exactly the way I want it to take the photo. But I mean, something like the Conan shot that I took or posted today, that didn't really take any time at all. It was just, what's the idea? Okay, let's keep arranging these guys until it looks right. And then take the shot.
So now for something like this, do you pre-pose them, or do you kind of like lay one, like get the van set up and then put one up and then kind of manipulate it? Like how do you?
Yeah. Individually, I'm just seeing what'll look right, at what angle. I think that's one reason why I don't take a lot of Spider-Man shots, is I don't feel like it ever looks right to me. Like Spider-Man looks great on the comic panel, but there's something about, for me, the way I'm taking a photo, I don't feel like his posing ever looks right. I see a lot of people like stick the leg out, you know, and I'm like, it looks, what is that? That is odd. And even Mofex did that on their ad, like their promo shots for Scarlet Spider, I think, and it's like, why is he, what's up with that foot? What are we doing here, guys?
Why is he standing like that?
Yeah. Doing the stanky leg.
But you're a fan of the Mezco Spidey. I saw you get the shot with him and the Goblin.
I do. I like that figure a lot, and a lot of people, I feel like he gets a lot of crap, and he has his problems. You know, I've got the splitting here on the shoulders and stuff like that. But I think for me, when I think about Spider-Man in every movie that's ever come out, I know he's a scientist. I know Pete's a scientist, but the idea of this college kid, I was a college kid, right? You don't have any money, but he's making like this super techie suit, or like the Raimi one where it's got like the raised webbing. How did you do it? Tell me how he did it. So I like the idea that this kid is wearing pajamas. You know what I mean? So I particularly like that one, but it does have its problems.
I like that. That's where you get hung up, is like, he's a broke college kid. How did he do this? Not the giant rhino-sized man charging at him. That's fine. We're totally fine with that.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
I do get hung up on like mundane items in superhero stuff.
Oh God. Andrew says Spidey poses most times it's about the angle. I can get that.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yeah, you got to turn it the right way. And Bearded Builds is here saying this is too much sexiness for one screen. So here you go. Too much. We're gonna have to. One of us is gonna have to go.
All right.
Anyway. All right. Yeah. Well, no. See, Machu just.
There you go. There you go.
Now we're looping. Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna show you how.
Yeah.
With the polarizing filter. So
all right. So let me make you the start here. Hang on a second. Let's do this. There you go.
So like I have a figure in the foreground, but I have the monitor in focus. So with this filter, I would have to turn. It's on the lens. You just turn it, and then it should get dark.
Yeah,
Okay?
That's a great way to get like well, for anyone that hadn't used it before, it'll also reduce like reflections on glass. But it's a great way to get like a pure black too, even on your monitor. It's pretty cool for that.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to go all the way down like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So then, like when you're using it for a digirama, you can light your figure, right, and then just like control the intensity
Right.
of
So
the
you're almost
screen.
you're getting the screen to match what you're lighting as opposed to the other way. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much easier to use that than try to use the TV adjustments or anything.
Yeah, that and I always like forget. Like before I had the filter, I would always forget that I adjusted my TV, and I'm always like, why does it always look so weird? Like, well, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to reset everything. You know.
Dom says close your science filter.
I don't know if you've messed with this, but I recently Target had Google Chromecast on sale for like $20, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to figure out how to project because I just bought like a cheap 42-inch TV. I probably need a larger one for this, but I can't like tell my wife that I need a larger TV for toy photography. But anyway, I got that Chromecast and I use this like screen reflect space desk driver thing. Hopefully it's not a virus. Anyway, it lets me project anything on my desktop to my TV as a second screen. So I've been using that and I'll just open photos or images that I've taken for Digirama and just pull it over to that screen. So that's been very helpful because I used to put it on a flash drive and plug it in the TV and then it didn't read the format or whatever. And I would do this back and forth. I'm all about saving time, precious seconds.
I think you can with my Mac, I was able to connect to my TV without even using a cable, just by doing the what was it? It just finds the device.
Yeah. A lot of so this is kind of a dumb TV, but a lot of smart TVs, yeah, you can just cast to them without it. Yeah. It's pretty remedial math TV. But yeah, that's I mean, so yeah, I would say if you have a smart TV, that's definitely the way to go and not go buy something else just to use it for that. But
well, then there's you can get a bigger TV by like upgrade, like say I need a smarter TV. This dumb TV's not working.
Yeah, it's just so dumb.
Yeah.
What I want to do is, well, one, I modded that one so it sits more flush with I say modded. I just basically took the stand apart and and then mounted it to a piece of wood so it sits more flush so I don't see the bezel when I'm trying to use it.
Okay.
But we have a 65 in the house. It's a little older, and I keep saying like, I think we need to get a newer TV for the front room.
Oh, there you go.
That's the move.
Yeah, that's the move. You upgrade the main TV,
right? Yeah.
Yep.
And then you take the old TV.
Yep.
Yeah, but the thing is, it still works pretty well and looks fine. So, like again, my wife isn't like, she doesn't like no, but at the same time, she's like, why?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm sure there'll be a good sale sooner or later. You just grab one of them. Oh.
Yeah, it's great. It's crazy. TVs are insanely cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the TV that I bought in 06. That was like a flat screen and it's about that thick. And it was like $800 at the time. I think it's a 32 or 42-inch TV. It's humongous and heavy as hell. And we bought that 65 for like 400, and I think they're like, or maybe 5, and now they're like 320 if you get a cheap one. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's really crazy how cheap they've become. How other things have become expensive, like VCRs. If you wanted to go get a VCR to play any of your old tapes, it's like $800 for a VCR now.
Yeah, or even like a Walkman or something like that. You can go buy like a tape player. Like, no, this is. I don't know. What are you mining the tape players and VHS Mountain?
Aren't all those things in now with the younger generation?
I don't know, man. I don't want to pretend like I'm old. Don't make me feel old. Still in. It's always been a.
What is there a shot you're working on now? Is there a shot that's like you got brewing? It looks like you got something set up there. I don't know if that was the remains of a set or.
Yeah, it's kind of one. I don't know that dial's so large. You can see how full my room is. I'm not really sure when I want to put it, so that's why it's still right there. But yeah, I was working on a few yesterday, just seeing how I could make that work with my TV in the background. So the cool thing is, because of where the TV's at, I also have like this extension to it. So I built this table, but I have this other little desk that can raise and lower, so I can take up shots, upskirts to the TV if I need to. But it also works like down, so I can have that tripod. And I was messing with a Conan shot last night. That's kind of been my muse lately. The new Conan's pretty great.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I kind of wish I got that one.
I accidentally bought two, but
don't tell me that.
There you go.
But I'm definitely like, the best thing about that every Conan figure is that they mix and match so well. Like all the armor pieces swap and look great together. So I've got one that's kind of shirtless, but he's bearded, bearded shirtless man. Love it. And then the kind of king setup, and then one that's got the shirt, but the armor piece, the shoulder armor piece and stuff from the newest one. So yeah, man, they're great. I love them. And double jointed elbows, dude. Come on. Finally.
Oh, the newer one has the double jointed?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
go.
Oh, man.
He's out there, man. He's out there. The only thing I wish is he's got bracers. So I bought two of them because I wanted the King Conan thing, but also I messed up my first release because I put the blue shirt on him, and then he had like blue tats all over him later. He had like a tramp stamp and everything. It was great.
Oh, because it rubbed off.
Yeah, the dye seeped into the skin. And I was, one day somebody posted online, they were like, has this happened to you? And I'm like, shit. And then I get home, I take it off, and surely enough. So I did like the zit cream trick. You can like put Clearasil on them or something and wrap them in plastic and let them sit. And it's supposed to help pull that out. Well, it wasn't working. I did it for several days. It wasn't working. But then the other day, weirdly enough, it's been months since I've done that. I just put the shirt back on. I was like, I guess this is just how he's going to live. I like the shirt anyway, but whatever. I took it off just to see, because I was going to pop and swap his arms and legs, and miracle, it's gone. All the blue was gone. So I guess the zit cream trick worked. I don't know. But anyway, the bracers, that's where I started. I wish they could come off, but they're like it's kind of got like a divot in his forearms for him to sit there.
Yeah.
I didn't mess with it farther than I looked, and I was like, yeah, no, that looks like it's kind of molded in there. So, but it can't move around. But anyway, I just wish they had done a full bear thing so you could switch back and forth. Not like Harry. Not Harry Bear.
Not a hairy bear.
Right. Not a hairy bear. Bear. Yeah. Naked bear. Yeah. Moonbase wants to know if you told Mesco, but it sounds like it resolved itself. So
I did, and they were like, we're out of this. And because they assumed it was the second release, and they were like, you can send it back for a refund. I'm like, I can't really, because I sold the body of my second release because I just wanted the accessories. I wanted the heads and I wanted the other stuff. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna return that. So they did answer me after 4 or 5 emails, which was nice.
4 or 5 emails. Maz apparently is having such trouble with his live stream. He's got to watch us incognito. So that's weird. But hey, there you go. Simon, you're banning us from YouTube apparently. So
it's just like porn. It's too handsome.
Exactly. We're talking about rim jobs and porn, and farts.
It's the farts that do it every time.
It's the farts.
It's every time. Every time it's the farts that get you. So you talked about building out on your table, like building parts of your table, and you've mentioned it a couple of times. I didn't realize you were such a carpenter, I guess is the correct words to say. I don't know.
I am mediocre at a lot of things. So I looked up how to build a table, and so I just grabbed some cheap wood and built this. It's nothing fancy. I'm too late. I didn't sand it down or anything. It's purely utilitarian. And so I mean, a lot of stuff that I make is like, it's like 90% there, maybe 80. But I work with my hands a lot, and I did a lot of sculpture when I was in art school, so I have a lot of like random ass skills, like welding and shit that I've never used ever.
Welding. Okay. All right. I want to see something welded. I was gonna say though, having all those random ass skills though, I mean, it comes into handy with this stuff, especially because we're always trying to do something different, something new, right? I mean, you're trying to make a table for a different kind of shot, or make a dio, or
Yeah, I thought about making it like a drop leaf table too, so I could extend it out. But again, the laziness takes over at that point. I'm like,
Right.
no,
Mhm.
no, I'll just deal with it as is.
That is a problem.
the laziness. Yeah.
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 You can do so many things, but the laziness takes over.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's kind of a double-edged thing. I blame my father for this because, like, if I tried to relax on a Saturday, he'd be like, "Why don't you go do whatever? Go do something."
mhm.
And I'm like, "Fine." And so now, if I try to relax, I feel lazy, and I'll like force myself to get up and do something. I don't even know. I'm building tables for no reason other
For a
than to
reason.
just have them. I originally built this long table so I could put several, like my 3D printer and my photo printer and stuff on it. That's what it was for. And then we built one of those like IKEA. You can get IKEA side tables and like stack them.
Mhm.
And I 3D printed like some little mounting things so they're a little more stable. And so that's what the printer sit on now. And I was like, I don't know I'm not going to throw this table away. So I'm not going to take it apart. I thought about sawing it in half and then remounting it together shorter, but in the end it was like, oh, it fits in there. Gives me more.
Do you ever use larger boxes for certain toys as tables? Because I do that a lot.
Yeah, if they're consistent. So I use the like Mezco Black Skull boxes a lot because they're like the same size and you can they're just the right height to kind of change things up that way. But yeah, it's a great method. I think it's so simple that sometimes people look past it and I'm like, oh no, that's a great, I don't know why I didn't think about that. That's something that I saw with Sergeant Bananas a lot because he'll use like 112 diodes for his hot toy shots. And when you see it behind the scenes, you're like, oh, he's just got it like lifted up in the background by a box. It's so simple. Why didn't I think about that?
What is it?
Or just further back, and then you're just using a higher focal length to compress everything in so it blends together.
Yeah. It's the simple things. Like everybody try to overcomplicate it, but
I wouldn't call building a table the simple things, but yeah. Well, you're talking about the boxes though, yeah. No.
So you want it to be sturdy, so you got to build the table.
You got to build the table first, and then you got to put the boxes on top of it.
Sometimes it's quicker to build the table than to order it online and wait for shipping.
That's true.
That's true.
Do you ever use Nature Valley bars or boxes? That's what Dom wants now.
Only for sand. You just break them. Great scale sand.
I wish I thought of that.
That's a good idea.
Tip on that. I mentioned this once, and I don't remember if we talked about it on the actual show of behind the plastic, but I was talking to Trevor about it. I use like a calcium sand that they use it's like for bearded dragons or whatever. And I think it's great for chinchillas. But anyway, you can get it at the pet store and it's like scale. So it's really fine grained sand that I think looks a little more natural in a toy photo than like regular ass like sand.
Because
it doesn't have like the little rocks mixed in or anything. It's just sand. So it's pretty good. It's a little dusty though because it's made.
It's fine. It's very fine, right?
Yeah. Well, it's got a calcium dust to it because it's made for them to like roll around in for whatever calcium they need. But I bought one of those presentation boards that you can fold. And I just pour it out on that and then fold it up and funnel it back into the box when I'm done. So
I use the kinetic sand so that you can reuse it. You can shape it how you want it to. Kind of helps out that way. So I find
that's a little like big though in scale, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's all lumped together, so it depends on how much you want to spread it and break it apart. You could kind of control it. You could control it more. So
control it, Sandman.
I hate sand. Real Comrade is here. Be sure to check out his show with Marvelous Shots and Collector 425. 425. Yeah, on Sundays they drop episodes on Sundays. They're always like to shout out fellow podcasters, and we got, speaking of fellow podcasters, we got Lago here who's just got back from the gym. Apparently, and we'll continue with the fellow podcast. You had mentioned Behind the Plastic, but you got another show that you said that Jess is going through a bit of a rebrand. And I remember the name right up until I said it's the Wednesday Toast podcast. It's another podcast on Wednesday.
Yeah. So me and my buddy Lex, we do Wednesday Toast. We are inconsistent at the moment. But we just interviewed Patton Oswalt, and I feel like a jerk. So Patton Oswalt and his co-writer wrote like MODOK, the TV show, and a series. They also did Minor Threats. But anyway, we just interviewed them, which was pretty cool, especially for us because we were like usually just shouting at each other. So it was kind of fun to talk to somebody else. But yeah, definitely check that out. Some interesting insights on their methods and like co-writing things, and it was a fun time for sure.
How did you get connected with Pat?
I just started dialing numbers on my phone until I hit him. It was really weird, and it took a very long time. No, yeah. We had talked to their like, I don't know, agent or whatever with Dark Horse, I think, or whoever publishes the comics. So we get some of the early press releases and kind of review copies for some comics. So we're in some of those circles, but Lex is way better at that than I am. I'm kind of the layman when it comes to comics because I read them, but I'm like, I'll read the collected version. I'm not going to collect them every week. I got enough stuff to collect. I don't need to collect comics too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was interesting. But
when does that episode drop?
No, we did it a couple of weeks ago, so it's already dropped.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just a little behind because of my trip, and then we didn't have time to record this weekend. We're not, we don't pre-record much, so it's like, oh shit, we couldn't meet up this weekend. I guess we don't have an episode this Wednesday. But it's one of those things. After speaking to, I don't know, you speak to some people that really spend a lot of time with, like, our dream was to have this big podcast, and then you realize how hard it is to make that happen. It's like, maybe this is unserious. Like we don't have to like freak out about putting a show out on Wednesday for the 5 listeners that are there. You know what I mean? So, especially when we look at our numbers. So that's kind of where we're at mentally, but.
Hey man, people keep tuning in. You got to keep giving them what they want, right? So
yeah,
even if it's just 5. So.
I'll just whisper in their ears.
Well, yeah. Hey, it might be. You might get a whole different group of people. You just start whispering into the microphone.
That's
you
true.
never know.
That's very true.
That's true. I think a conversation with a fellow toy photographer that was very prolific in the community, and like they work for big companies, and listening to them talk about like how they're still now, as much as they do, not making a full living off of it. That's when for this part of like toy photography thing, that's when I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I can chill on that, because if somebody like this can't make like a full living off of it, then it ain't gonna happen for me. So I'll just keep going, talking to Diamond Select and other companies like that, see what I can get.
Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. And we got, let's see, speaking of other podcasts, we got Jurassic Jesser, who's on with Berserk and Toy Box of Doom on the Collection Nexus, is promoting that you will be on their show next Monday, 8 p.m.
Mom Day.
Mom Day.
Mom Day. So there you go. So you're a busy man. You got your own podcast dropping. You're on other people's podcasts. You're still getting over jet lag. Sydney's in the chat. We got Anderson. They're talking. There's a gym. There's a whole gym thing going on ever since Logo jumped in here. So.
My favorite, when I saw Logo for the first time, I couldn't figure out if he was like, and it's funny just afterwards talking to him, but I couldn't figure out if he was like in a band, like he looked like a member of the Strokes, but also like he could have been an art teacher, which he is. I was like, he's one of those two things. He's either an artist or he's like a really cool band guy. I guess he's a really cool artist, but anyway, he has the look.
It's a Venn diagram with him. That's how it works. But speaking of where you met Lago, you were at Legions Con last year. That's where we actually had a chance to interact and found out that you're 9.5 feet tall. So was that your do you? I know that you're not on the coasts. Do you get to a lot of toy cons, or was that kind of your?
It's the only one I've been to. I have yet to go to any other con, and I cannot even remember who convinced me to go that one. I think I just wanted to meet all the people I'd been talking to for so long. And that seemed to be a good consensus as far as like who was going where and whatnot. And so, yeah, it was a good time. I didn't at the time, I did not even collect Mythic Legions. I know that I kept saying that. I was probably annoying a lot of people with my claims that I did not collect Mythic Legion. I know Toy Bro was like, he was like, I thought what is this? Because I walked out with like a stack of them, but
same.
I still don't technically collect that many. I buy the ones that I want. I know people really get crazy over Mythic Legions, and I'm excited. Hopefully, I've already bought the ticket and I have a hotel room, but hopefully I can go. I don't know if who knows what'll happen. But anyway, I certainly enjoy them, but I'm like, yeah, I only need one night. I don't need like 50 of these. I got one. It's good. Couple goblins. Good. I have a few skelly men. Great. I have one troll that I traded for. He's pretty cool. That's it. I don't know. But I'll probably buy more this year.
Probably buy more. Yeah.
If it's right in front of me. I think that's the thing about a lot of these. Yeah, a lot of these companies is like with Mezco, I know what I'm getting. Mythic Legions, we've seen it on screen. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Trevor's photos really sell them. But then seeing them and I can just pick it up right now. Yeah. I mean, it's easy buy.
When I opened it on, what was it? The Saturday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we were just passing it around in the lobby. And like, we were just like, oh, we got to get this. Like everybody was like, all right, I'm sold. I got to buy this tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got to go online. I didn't even know about it. Like my sister was like, I'm going to pick you up this figure. I'm like, all right, we're going to, whatever. Cool. I'm probably going to get out of Mythic Legions. Boy, was I wrong.
The infamous conversation on Friday night on the way home. Yeah. It's also really hard to turn down those figures when Brute Scale is behind that table handing you stuff and you're just like, I'll take it. Don't hurt me.
Don't blame him. Don't blame him.
Oh no, I totally blame him. I blamed him when we saw him at Chumsy's birthday party too. He knows I blame him. It's fine. And I blame Trevor because he does. He makes those figures look so good. And then
he blacked out
because I did. I blacked out. I have no idea what happened. I just know money was gone.
Yeah, you just wake up. Yeah, I'm the same. I was sitting there and I don't believe in like astrological symbols, but I sure do blame a lot of shit on being a Libra. That I'm like, you can ask Toy Father. I was sitting there with these two figures in my hand. I'm like, I'm only going to buy one of these. I swear I'm only going to buy one of these, but you're moving through the line so quickly. I'm like, I'm only only one. And then I bought both.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can see it in your face that you're going to put one of those back. When I went through the line the second time, I was less frivolous, but yeah, it's difficult.
I'm not a big astrology guy either, but I love saying, Gatorade's in the microwave again. That's why everything's all messed up. So
yeah.
Steve, we've been missing you, Steve. You're late, but you're here. Thanks for being here.
What's up, Steve?
My wife says, let's see, she's Mercury's and Gatorade or whatever. She said that a lot too.
Yeah, Gatorade's in the microwave. It's good. What else, man? What else you got going on? What else can we expect? I mean, hopefully we get to see you again. We're certainly going to Legion's Con. Did we buy our tickets yet, Matt? Speaking of which,
I bought them already.
Okay, cool. Thank God for you. Hopefully we'll see you there. But what else you got going on for the rest of the year?
I don't even know, man. It's a
You're
lot
like,
more.
I'm just trying to get through the show, bro. Stop asking me about anything.
God, so much. No, you have no idea how incredibly lonely I am. So I'm glad to be talking to you. But
You
I
gotta
don't
be real
really,
lonely to want to talk to me.
I really don't have a lot going on. Honestly, I'm just living in the moment, bro. There's a lot of travel opportunities for work and stuff that I'm doing, and I don't like traveling that much. So it's
Really?
like I'm just tired. I'm so
Are you,
tired.
are you traveling to New York any of those times?
No, I'm going to Wisconsin
Ah.
for a medical thing. So not nearly as fun. A lot of cheese though.
A lot of cheese, I was about to
Yeah.
say.
I think Wisconsin's also where the old fashioned was invented, isn't it?
Mm,
Hmm.
makes
Might
sense.
be. Might be.
I don't know.
Andrews is going to be at Legion's on the last day, and I love this from Berserk. Berserk says, "Ugh, it's such a backwards Capri Sun thing to say." Is that a Capricorn? Yeah.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah. All right. I just want you look confused. I wanted to help you out.
You know
there a
what's
little
funny is I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, that's the best way to puncture it. You know, I hated aiming for that little hole, so I would turn it upside down and smack
bit.
it
Wait,
right there.
what? Okay, now we've got a topic for the next 10 minutes. You would turn the Capri Sun upside down?
Yeah, that was like what all the cool kids were doing, like, no, check this out. Wham! And but then you couldn't stand it up, so
I
you
was gonna
had
say
to
you
drink
can't
it
put it
all.
down.
You had to shotgun it. But yeah, that was just the way to do it.
Shotgunning
Shotgunning
Capri Suns at 7 years old.
I feel like I'd never quite grasped it because you're supposed to, like, if you squish the top down to get a nice flat surface to pierce it, then it's going to shoot out of it. So a lot of times I'd try to be gentle with it and, like, you know, like I'm giving someone an IV, and then I would mess up the straw or wouldn't be able to puncture it. So that's why I just went the easy route and just brutalized it.
Turned it upside down, pushed it through. I've heard of the cool kids, but never was allowed to get close to the cool kids. They did that, I guess so. Well, I don't know. So, Lago's gonna start fights. Cherry was the best flavor of Capri Sun.
Can I tell you, I cannot remember a single flavor or what they even taste like.
Pacific Cooler. That was
Pacific Cooler. I mean, I'll admit it. I buy Capri Suns when I go to Target. I don't have kids. It's only for myself.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. They're so good. Yeah, Pacific Cooler is my favorite.
I buy a lot of graham crackers, so that's like my
graham crackers
childhood thing that I hold on to. Graham crackers are great. They're not really high calorie. They're a nice treat. You smear them with peanut butter, though. Just slather them in peanut butter.
I thought you were only eating toast. I'm so confused now. So,
I mean, they're toasted.
Capri Sun goes great with Bacardi and coconut rum. There you go.
Good to know. Right. Good to know. Thank you, Steve.
John wants to know if there's more than one flavor. I didn't know there was more than one Pacific Cooler. I guess I don't know. So, my brother was addicted. Used to have some pouches in the bathroom next to the toilet.
Like used syringes. Wow. Oh my God. That's crazy.
That's funny. What is this one? That's the different. Same kids used to put potato chips in their Italian hoagies. Yeah, potato chips and sandwiches are the best.
I do that. Yeah.
I still do that as an adult. That's called being a connoisseur of fine cuisine. That's what that's called.
Yeah.
I often have Dino chicken nuggets for lunch when I'm watching my cousin. Yeah, I mean, Dino nuggets are the best nuggets. If you're gonna have a choice between regular nuggets or Dino nuggets, why wouldn't you pick Dino nuggets?
Yeah, if you're gonna have a processed meat pile, have it in the shape of an animal.
Yeah,
well, it only makes sense.
Just, yeah.
It's like fossil fuels.
There was a joke that was like plastic dinosaurs, like toys, are actually real dinosaurs when you think about it, because plastic is made from, melted down oil.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Damn.
There you go.
Damn.
You own real dinosaurs.
That's deep.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for deep thoughts. That's it.
Deep thoughts with Jshot.
Jshot. Yeah. Dinosaurs are Anyway.
Can you do so? Can that be your new reels or something? I want to see you in like a turtleneck and like a black background with that mug, and it's just like the like a slow fade in here, maybe panning past your face, and then you raise it and you're like, "Did you know dinosaurs?" Blah 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 blah.
I think the camera should just be consistently moving.
It's consistent.
Yeah.
I'm just following.
And then you have to finish everything you have to say by the time it ends.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, until we meet again.
Yeah, or could I just keep going back and forth until I'm done? So it's just like this, and then it's like this. Yeah.
Or you just roll with it.
I kind of imagine it like the beyond fact or fiction, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. False.
Or what was it in the year 2000 that Conan O'Brien used to do with the flashlight?
Oh, yeah.
And I love that he would do that like even in like 2003, he was still doing it. Dom asking the serious questions. What tastes better though, T-Rex or Stegosaurus?
Definitely the Stegosaurus, man. T-Rex would be too gamey.
Berserk says T-Rex had peak dipping potential though. That's true.
That's true.
Could get in there better. So
I don't know. I feel like the ratio, the taper on a Stegosaurus would be pretty.
I think the Stegosaurus, right?
Yeah.
Welcome, Pac. You're missing some deep conversations here.
Talking about Capri Sun and Dino Nuggets.
Yeah, while you're here, what's your favorite Capri Sun flavor, and what's your Dino Nugget dinosaur of choice? I guess is the question we're looking for. Those are the deep one that we're looking at.
Yeah. Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts.
I had a deep thought today. Well, maybe not. More maybe depressing, but I was like, I think the nostalgia bug is not really necessarily because we love something when we were younger. We just miss not having to deal with bills and shit. So like, even though we're still dealing with bills, you're like, man, I loved playing with action figures or whatever. I'm going to keep doing that so I can quit thinking about the work that I have to do tomorrow.
That's
I like
that's
that.
pretty true. Yeah. But
Not
it's
that I
weird
like
though.
that, but it's, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like I can see that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, it's weird though because buying the action figures in itself then causes more bills. So
Right.
it's one of those like endless cycles that we're stuck in.
It's a future you problem though, like you said.
That's
you know?
true.
Don't side with me with the future you problem. I'm mad at my previous me.
I can't believe you gotta. Where are you gonna park that thing?
Just in the garage, I guess.
In the garage. It's a 2-car garage, and I only have one.
We got 2. Chicks dig the car. Pox is the grocery off-brand version of Capri Sun juice packets, fruit punch flavored juice packets. There you go. Oh,
that was odd to read. So one thing my wife and I were joking about is like when we went overseas, like we had practiced a few of the conversational words, so at least we could do, at least get around or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was sad because we're just white as at fuck. So excuse the language. So like, most people are like, don't even try. Don't worry about it. And would speak English. But me and my wife, and I don't mean this in any derogatory manner, but when we got back, we were like speaking in broken English to each other because we were just shortening sentences because like they don't care about present participles or any of that. They just give me the facts out of the sentence. Right. And so we're sitting there coming back and like, we're just leaving words out of the sentence. And it was very difficult to get back to speaking full sentences. And also the Texan accent is so harsh. When you're coming back from anywhere, is like abrasive. It just sounds so unintelligent. And I know that I have one, but it's like we get back and I'm off the plane and I go to a Target in Dallas while I'm there, of course. And I hear like, well, we got Paul one of those cups the other day. I'm like, damn, it was so quiet. And now that's what I'm dealing with.
How did anyone react to your accent out there?
No. Not really. No. Okay. Nobody really reacted to my height either. I was kind of disappointed in that. I didn't get a lot of stares. I was really expecting it, but
I don't know if you're an Office fan, but when you said that you were just like shortening your words, I was thinking about what's his name in The Office when he starts talking like that. He's like, "Me use less words, get more done."
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Ecto Cooler was my jam during Saturday morning cartoons. I think Ecto Cooler was just the goat of nostalgia at this point. So
wasn't that in the juice box though?
It was a high C. Yeah.
It
wasn't But I mean, if you're gonna pick, right? So
I hear there's like a homemade recipe that you can do. It's just
yeah.
it's like gasoline and no. But there's one with I can't remember what they said. It was some juice and some other juice. That was an interesting story.
I was going to say they made it on the bear, and whether or not you want to keep the Vicodin into there is completely up to you. That was a separate thing. Let's see, Tang is also they're also calling on Tang.
Yeah.
You could still get Ecto Cooler at New York Comic Con.
I think they had it last year.
Did they? Oh, quarter drinks. Oh, I wonder what quarter drinks cost now. You ever drink those? Did you ever those?
Mm-hmm.
What
Just
is that?
water and food coloring. And
Yeah,
sugar.
basically, it wasn't even real juice.
It was
they
water,
they
food
looked like
coloring, and
little
sugar.
barrels. Yeah, they came with little barrels.
But you know what though?
Oh, those
You
are
can-
good.
You can get if they still come in barrels, you could probably use that for toy photography.
Paint them up.
Paint 'em.
Yeah. I was such a poor kid that the bottles that you twisted the top off of that kind of look like the top kind of looked like an eagle. Does that make sense? Like those bouncy toys.
Yeah.
I used to pretend those were spaceships when I was a kid. Those were my toys.
That's
Good
ain't nothing wrong with
imagination.
that. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Now you're building random stuff and welding. Apparently, we still gotta touch on that. So, I don't even know where to go from here, Matt. I don't know if you got anything else, but
I got this
you
Super
go.
7 in today, and I generally stay away from Super 7. Like I do not like their figures. I have a few, but this one's pretty good. He's still got loose hips and loose nips, but he's a pretty good overall. And he's massive. Pretty big.
Got a lot of
he-
joints.
he's got
Yeah.
all joints.
Yeah, more than you would think, but he's a little stiff on the ankle, so I'm like afraid every time I move him.
Might want to heat that up.
Yeah, give it a little heat, a little body heat. But yeah, he's a cool one. So anybody out there, he was on Amazon Prime Day.
Oh, did you guys get any good Prime deals?
I haven't even looked, to be honest with you.
I didn't see anything other than this. I almost bought some Rebel Troopers, but I got this instead.
Oh, Rebel Troopers were Prime Day deals? Damn it.
Yeah, the Rebel indoor troopers were like $15 or something.
No,
they still are.
Damn it.
I almost bought some of those, but I was trying to limit because I went ham in Japan.
Right.
I didn't mean to rhyme. So I was really trying to. Yeah. Five. Why five?
Yeah. And J3 got 5. So
I always wonder, like, do y'all army build? Is that something you do?
Yeah.
What's your limit on armor? Do you just get as many as you can, or do you have like a limit?
depends on what it is, I think.
I go by the G Amazing number scheme, like do it in odd numbers, like 3, 5, 7,
Mm-hmm.
9.
Yeah, I usually stick to 3 because I feel like more than that, he does a really great like. He does a really great job of like when he's doing his crowd shots or like the survival shots or whatever.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I can't even like fathom the posing there, but I usually stick to 3 because I'm like, that's all I'm gonna fit on frame. If I even use them, that's it. But yeah, I was just curious.
Steve calling me out. Yeah. Which foot soldiers? Cartoon, movie, variation cartoon, comic, barrage. Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. You don't even want to know. So
I mean, you could say we army build Spider-Man figures too.
There you go.
That's
NJ
true.
Tree has 32 cartoon foot soldiers and 18 movies. He might have more than me.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's a good run.
Yeah. He basically said them be rookie numbers.
Yeah, he did. No, he shut me down right away. He told me to sit down. I think for the movie, I probably got 8 or 9. I'd say, and then you got the 2 of the heavy ones. So
Heavy.
The heavies. So
Yeah. I think I have 5 of those.
Of the heavies?
No. Yeah, I'm just like army building heavies. I'm like, That's
Army
me.
building Kinos over here. Yeah.
Yeah. I can army build based on my Walmart's inventory. I can army build shredders and splinters because they have about 50 on the shelf. So if I just wanted to make a Rat King, like an actual Rat King, not the character, I can do that.
Not the new one that's coming out. I can only afford one troop, so I have to pretend he's just the toughest trooper. Hey, you make do with what you guys do. You know, it works out. Or you, you put it one's position. What's his name? Age of Variant did that, right? Where he like had a character at one position, took the shot, moved it around, and then he composited it all together. So
that's so funny to me because I've heard that before. Like, why don't you just do that? I'm like, because I don't want to like do that.
Exactly.
It's like I know that it's just as easy to composite as it would be to like pose everything in that time, but it's hard for me to imagine it all at the same time. Does that make any sense? Like the layering of it. So yeah, it's a great idea. It's just not one that I'll ever use.
It works. It works. What else we got here? The joke landed better in my head. Ender said. It's all right. Cool. Oh, set up mirrors. These are set up mirrors. There you go. Project them. Yeah, that's it.
Mirrors are more expensive than these troopers.
Mirrors.
It's true.
All right.
Got him.
God. I don't even know where to go from here. All right, so you got your podcast is out. You got a new one coming up, or you're going to be recording soon-ish. I guess you're saying infrequently. Where can everybody listen to the podcast?
It's everywhere you want to be. It's on Apple Podcast, Spotify, other places. Sometimes I'll scream it to you if you want to hear a live version. Yeah. We do have a Patreon too. When we do record, you can listen to it live. But it's like if we record right now, it's like Sunday afternoon. So if you can make that happen. And you can hear I'm kind of like off the cuff a lot. I'm sure I'm worse on our show than I am right here because I'm trying to respect your space. But anyway, so if you want to see all the shit that we usually cut out, that's kind of a good place to start is the live thing.
And what's for the Patreon? What's the URL or the app? How does it work? Where can people go?
I think Wednesday Toast.
Wednesday Toast.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's funny. I promote it. Don't even know where it is.
I was just like, why are people going to my show? Where is it at?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Somewhere.
I don't know. You find it. Google it.
We don't actually record anything. We just talk.
Spending too much time screaming the podcast at people. Yeah.
We do have a pretty hefty backlog. And if you wanted to listen to our old show, I think it's still up, Wednesday Pull List. So it's the same but different. Less fun because we were getting bored. But the new one, we just kind of bullshit, which is fun.
Just thinking it till we make it here. All right, and then hopefully we will see you at Legions Con in November. Matu, what else you got coming up? Any other streams this week? Are you keeping it alive?
You gonna be on that stream tomorrow with Kev?
I'm gonna try. It starts at 9, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the San Diego Content House, right?
Yeah. So people from the Content House are gonna be on Toying Around stream at 9:00 Eastern time. I don't know. Have you been hearing thunder? I don't know if I was hearing things or
I was pooting. Sorry, it's me.
I thought this was a setup. I was like, I didn't know where we were going with this.
I really thought I was hearing thunder through my headphones, and I'm like, wait, what? Okay.
I remember he's 9 feet tall, so it sounds like thunder when he lets him go. That's what happens.
Yeah, it's true. With that, I got nothing.
All right. No better way to end.
That CollectorCon thing we might go to. I don't know.
CollectorCon, we might be at CollectorCon if you're in the area. As Steve says, it was the thunder from down under. But that's it, guys. After this, we will be streaming live from San Diego Comic-Con with the Toy Daddies next Wednesday. So I can't believe it felt like it would never get here, and it's now a week away. So we'll be there. But Simon, man, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, dude. It was I loved it. You had a lot of good fart jokes, talked about some inappropriate things, and it all worked out. You know.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. And my very unseriousness. So
Hey, we don't take ourselves seriously, so why should anybody else? But that's it, guys. So, again, thank you for being here, whether you're watching live or on the replay. We appreciate you guys so much. So get out of here. Go make some content. Go be proud of yourselves, and we'll catch you next time.
go make a table.
Go make a
Yeah,
table.
go make a table.
Go weld something. Go
Yeah.
play with fire. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Cue that outro, Matthew. Cue that outro.